Hello, I wish you well. No, life is not going so well for a number of people. They're concerned about whether they're going to be able to pay their bills. They out of work and wish it were different. Sometimes people think of a religious person or a person who believes in God is totally peaceful about everything, that where they are right now is just perfect with them. But I'd like you to think about the fact that there are some longings that the Lord can bless. So, for example, in the Psalms, there's the statement, "My soul longs for the courts of the Lord." Somebody's thinking, I'd love to get to heaven someday. There are aspects of this world that are really hard. Do you think that's a longing that the Lord can bless? Or another one, "I long for your salvation, O Lord." So somebody who recognizes that a quality of their life now could be different. Now, I think that there are some longings that the Lord can bless. So there are people today that can feel a little frustrated that they're not sure they're going to be able to pay their bills. And they wish they could not be having that weighing on their mind so much. They long to get back to a time that things were different. I think that might be a longing the Lord can bless. Or somebody who's feeling really sick and is unable to do much but lie in a bed, and they long to get better. I think that's a longing the Lord can bless. But even more broadly, there's so many parts of life. You could have somebody who's not married and wishes they could be married. They long for it. Or somebody who's married but has no family and wish that they could have a child. They long for it. Or somebody who's had a beloved spouse pass from this world to the next, and they miss them, and they long to get back to them. I think that's a longing the Lord can bless. One of the places in the New Testament that sometimes leads people to think that we should just accept things exactly the way they are is part of the Sermon on the Mount, where the Lord said, "Therefore I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you put on. Is not the life more than food and the body more than clothing?" Well, it goes on over and over again, and then the following verses about don't worry, don't worry. Old translations refer to care for the morrow. And you might think that this implies that we're just to accept what is. In the teachings for the new church, there's a statement that specifically tries to clarify this. So let me read this short section to you. People may think that all worry for the future should be avoided, which being so, people should await their requirements every day from heaven. But a person who views it from a position deeper than the literal meaning, that is, who views it from a spiritual perspective, may recognize that what the worry for the future is used to mean. Not concerned to obtain food and clothing for oneself and also resources for the future, for it's not contrary to order to take care of our own needs and those of the people who depend on us. But people worry for the future when they're not content with their lot, do not trust in God but in themselves, and have fundamentally worldly and earthly things in view, not heavenly ones. So you can have somebody who's concerned about taking care of their family, concerned about keeping a roof over their head. It doesn't have to be worldly. It can be a profound sense of commitment to the welfare of their loved ones. And they long to be able to do better at it. But the idea of being content with your lot here means I am going to try and do what I can as best I can and trust that the Lord will lead me forward. And that doesn't mean that the way forward isn't going to always be easy. Anybody who's lost their job and wonders how they're going to pay their bills has got some worry on their minds. But the people who think that either God has abandoned them and descend into an angry pattern of resentment of God and what happened are like people who are swallowing poison. It's not good for them. So There's longings the Lord can bless, and there's ways in which the Lord expects us to take care of ourselves. But he also wants us to recognize that we are never abandoned. He's always trying to lead us towards good things. And as long as we do what we reasonably can, we can try to be confident that the Lord will take care of us. Anyways, best wishes to you. Take care.